All right, hello there. Welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. All right, good evening. It is Friday, February the 27th, and another month is just about in the books as we are looking forward to spring 2026. Hope that everybody had a great week and hope you're doing well and looking forward to the weekend. So, this evening, I thought I'd hop on here and cover Arrow Video's announcement of their May 2026 titles, their May 26 slate. So I'm going to jump on for a quick reaction stream and share a few thoughts, which I typically do every month. Now, as I look at this slate of titles as it was announced, overall, I would say that this is a solid but relatively quiet month from Arrow Video. There are a few nice titles here, but for many collectors, this may be more of a selective month rather than a must buy everything type of a month. So, some of these releases are regional releases of titles that were previously available elsewhere, whether in the UK previously or the US previously or vice versa. And others are, catalog upgrades or cult favorites that Arrow fans will definitely appreciate. So let's take a quick look at this lineup and we'll share what stands out to us on the other side of this. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about Arrow Video's May 2026 slate as we get ready to head into another epic weekend. Let's talk about it. Arrow Video has announced their May 2026 slate. We are almost halfway through the announcement of the slate for both Criterion and Arrow for 2026. Can you believe it? May 2026 titles have been announced. I'm going to go and capture the single comment that is out there so far, and I hope everyone is doing well. Gary is saying, "Hey James, definitely Blue Thunder and Robin Hood. Curious about Nightbreed, but I'll watch it first. Wish I waited on the Dollars Trilogy and saved the money." Now, that's an interesting observation there. We'll definitely talk about the Dollars Trilogy, a re-release on 4K in the UK from Arrow Video. So I said this would be a relatively short stream, and I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get into some recent news that is of great importance to a lot of people out there. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into looking at a few things here. I want to kick it off by going to Paramount.com's investor relations page here. Of course, many of you who follow in the entertainment industry, physical media, theatrical releases are definitely interested in this news. Of course, this broke this week. Of course, the whole saga between Netflix, Paramount, and Warner Brothers has been going on for the last few months. For the longest time, it looked like Netflix was about to buy Warner Brothers. It looked like pretty much all but a done deal. But as is the way in many cases, it's not over till it's over. And Paramount made an offer that Warner Brothers could not refuse, apparently, and they are now set to acquire Warner Brothers after Netflix declined to match that offer. So, says here Paramount to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery to form next generation global media and entertainment company. There's been a lot of debate about the implications of which one of these buyers would be better or worse in this situation. A lot of people had a lot of concerns about Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers and the perceived negative impact that that could have on both theatrical distribution as well as physical media releases. So there was a lot of concern around that. I think Netflix tried to allay those concerns by trying to say that, look, we're going to honor the business model of Warner Brothers and let them keep doing their thing. We definitely want to invest in that area of the business. We're not going to just bring it all to streaming and shut everything down. But a lot of people didn't really believe that. But now with Paramount buying Warner Brothers, it does make you wonder what impact will that have to both of those studios, because you have, of course, a wonderful catalog and history of Warner Brothers as a studio, wonderful history of Paramount as a studio. Will those continue to sort of operate doing their own thing? I kind of have to think that there will be some consolidation, that there will be some cutting of creative talent potentially. It's just hard to imagine that they're going to just keep things as they are between those two entities. That there's going to be some level of synergies that they're going to try to achieve there. So what that will do from an impact standpoint remains to be seen, and it's something that I need to read up more on to really get a full grasp on what the impact could be. But it says the newly merged company will be well positioned to compete in the rapidly evolving entertainment industry, where storytelling combined with world class technology expertise will be an important driver of value creation across the ecosystem for shareholders. It says down here committed to producing a minimum of 30 theatrical films annually, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. And then they get into the financial aspects of the deal. But I think what is going to be interesting to a lot of people as you consider that this involves franchises such as Game of Thrones, Mission Impossible, Harry Potter, Top Gun, the DC Universe, that they are acquiring. It's just going to be very interesting to see what David Ellison, Paramount, Skydance will do once this merger with Warner Brothers is complete. So definitely something to follow, and I definitely want to hear in the comments section what you all think of this deal. Are y'all excited about this? How do you feel about it? Are you happier that this is happening versus the proposed Netflix deal? Are you blasé, or do you think this is worse? Let me know all that in the comments section as we continue to read up on this. So just thought I would introduce that first, and now we'll go right to the Arrow video releases. So uh, that's a very hard pivot there, but I did want to cover that industry news because it is on a lot of people's minds and people are talking about it. And so I thought I would cover it here and just let you know that I'm thinking about it as well. And I'm going to be reading up on it and going to have my eyes very much looking at what the impacts will be. So I'm on my Twitter page now, and it says Arrow Video, is time for our May new title reveals. So every time I go to Twitter, 10 o'clock in the morning on that Friday to check out the new titles, and I get a stream of tweets from Arrow Video of what they're releasing. So in this case, the very first title that they have announced is coming out from the UK. It is Mona Lisa, starring Bob Hoskins. And this is a title that is coming out on 4K Ultra HD from Arrow Video in the UK. You can order it from HMV Tweets or from the Arrow Video site, Arrow Films, and new UK title, Mona Lisa Limited Edition 4K Ultra HD. Let's go ahead and click that and go to the site. So I will click here. And as you can see here, this title is coming out first and foremost, releasing May the 11th, 2026. So it's coming out on May the 11th at a pre-order price of £25. And this is a limited edition 4K Ultra HD edition. This does not appear to be a chunky box set. This appears to be not the chunky box variety, but it is a limited edition 4K. You see the artwork there, very interesting. And you see, of course, the reversible, options there. So that is, very nice there. But yeah, so this is 5 years after the Long Good Friday. And of course, the Long Good Friday has 4K editions from both Arrow Video and the Criterion Collection. I have the Criterion 4K of the Long Good Friday. Excellent film starring Bob Hoskins. So Bob Hoskins returns to the gangster genre, but his character George is a mere underling this time, a chauffeur hired by a mesmerizingly slimy gangland kingpin Michael Caine to transport a high-class prostitute played by Kathy Tyson from client to client. When she enlists his help in tracking down an old friend, George finds himself exploring a hellish underworld that he never imagined existed. So this is a very fascinating film that I saw for the first time a couple of years ago. I happen to have this on Criterion Collection Blu-ray in this edition here, spine number 107 in the Criterion Collection, Mona Lisa. Very nice film that I really enjoyed. It's very unlikely that I will pick this edition up because I already have the Criterion Blu-ray. And this is a film that, even though, I enjoyed it quite a bit, this is not the type of a title that I have high on my list of titles that I want to upgrade. But if you do not own this film already on physical media, this is definitely one to consider checking out. This is from director Neil Jordan. And it's, they achieve a perfect blend of hard-edged realism and unexpected fantasy with the regular appearance of the Nat King Cole title song, turning seedy British locations like Soho and Brighton into something far more romantically evocative. So you're getting a brand new 4K restoration, getting Dolby Vision, great, newly restored, original, lossless English mono audio, getting an audio commentary by Bob Hoskins and Neil Jordan, and then interviews with the director, writer David Leland, and producer Stephen Woolley, reversible sleeve collector's booklet, and a film critic essay from Mike Sutton. So very nice looking edition. It is, again, 25 pounds, coming out on May the 11th, 2026 in the UK, from Arrow Video on 4K Ultra HD. Mona Lisa. This is a fascinating film. This film came out, let's see what year, in 1986. So it is a 40-year-old film now, 40-year anniversary, getting a limited edition 4K from Arrow Video. So if this is one you don't currently have, definitely want to consider picking this one up, especially if you're a fan of Bob Hoskins or director Neil Jordan. So that is Mona Lisa getting a 4K release. Now, this next release, I find very interesting. I was actually surprised when I saw this because I thought to myself, didn't they just release this in the UK on 4K? But they did, and they released it in these nice, excuse me, as my chair is squeaky, these nice separate editions here for a fistful of dollars, for a few dollars more, and the good, the bad, and the ugly in separate, sorry, separate chunky box set editions. But now what they're releasing is a one, box set that has all three of them together. So this is an option that might be better, priced for some people. Yeah, actually, you see here, this is going for 60 pounds. So this is definitely the more economical way to go for the Dollars Trilogy. You get all three films, A Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So this is a re-release of these titles on 4K, just repackaged in a single mammoth edition of all three films, the trilogy, all in one big box set. So that's definitely a good option for those of you who missed getting these separate chunky editions of these films. So, not a bad option if you don't already own these titles on 4K. I already happen to have them on 4K. So for me, this is not something I'm planning to pick up, but definitely a good option for a lot of you out there. So you can see here, this is the artwork on the main box. You see the reversible art. This is the same reversible art that was available on the separate editions, I believe. And as you can see, it's being offered in this set. So I think a lot of the content is very likely carried over from the separate editions. You see a ton of commentaries, visual essays, interviews, archival featurettes. It's a very comprehensive edition. I don't have a direct comparison at the moment of everything from the separate editions, but my assumption is that a lot of that content on these separate editions has made their way into this mammoth single box edition of all three films. But it's going to be available for a pre-order price of 60 pounds, and it's coming out on May the 18th, 2026. Of course, this is a trilogy of Westerns directed by Sergio Leone in the 1960s, starring Clint Eastwood, alongside stars such as Lee Van Cleef and others. Just absolutely phenomenal films, from the very first one, A Fistful of Dollars, to A Few Dollars More, which I like quite a bit. And then The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is also solid. They're all their own unique standalone film. They're treated as a trilogy, but the stories are essentially separate stories, but they have that common through line of having Clint Eastwood's the man with no name character in all of them. But just fascinating Westerns from Sergio Leone, with just fantastic soundtrack, great photography, great setting, great stories, and of course, Clint Eastwood starting his legendary status in these films. So coming out on May the 18th, and it's a lot to be excited about if you don't already have these. But for me, I already have the separate chunky box edition, so I will pass on the Dollars Trilogy 4K. So that is the Dollars Trilogy 4K. You can get it in the UK. Again, this is a UK release. It's coming out in the UK either via Arrow or HMV Tweets. So those are the options that you see there. All right, let me cover Nightbreed, then I'll pop out real quick, capture some comments that you all have, and then we'll hop back in and see the rest of the titles. But this is a film that I am not familiar with at all. I have never seen this film. Let me go ahead and click the HMV tweets or the HMV listing for this title of Nightbreed, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. This looks like it might be a chunky box. This looks like it might be a chunky box. I don't know for sure, but it definitely has that look to it. This is coming out on May the 25th, and it says, from the mind of writer-director Clive Barker, the macabre visionary responsible for Hellraiser and Candyman, comes Nightbreed, a nightmare-induced fantasy set in a world like nothing you've ever experienced before. Interesting. See, one which will leave you questioning who the real monsters are. So very interesting. This is by Night Aaron Boone. Craig Sheffer from Teen Wolf dreams of Midian and a hidden subterranean world where monsters have created a haven from humanity. Under pressure from his girlfriend, he attends psychotherapy sessions, unaware that his shrink, Dr. Decker, Videodrome director David Cronenberg, is setting him up to take the fall for a series of violent murders. Convinced he no longer belongs in the human world, Boone goes in search of Midian, not realizing that the real killer has plans for both him and the colorful cast of outsiders who call it home. Okay. This sounds pretty interesting. I have never heard this title before today, and I definitely think this is interesting. It's not one that is immediately at the top of my list of titles that I'm prioritizing getting, but it is definitely a fascinating premise that I will look into a little bit more to see if this might be something I'll pick up down the road in maybe a Barnes and Noble sale. But it says here 2-disc 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray limited edition contents, 4K restorations of both the theatrical cut and director's cut. That's always nice. Whenever you get both of those cuts, you get that choice of both versions of the films. A lot of people are passionate about one or the other. I always happen to think that getting a director's cut and really getting something closer to the director's original vision of the film is always preferable, but you get the option of that in the theatrical cut. So super nice. Dolby Vision, always get Dolby Vision, usually on Arrow stuff. So love that. Love it. Love it. Love it. Original Lossless 2.0 stereo audio, English subtitles, reversible sleeve, perfect bound collector's booklet. Great. The making of the film, and Barker archivist Phil and Sarah Stokes, double-sided poster. Great. So on the first disc, you get the theatrical cut on the first disc, audio commentary with some archival interviews, a brand new feature-length documentary, which is nice. So that's cool. The second disc has the director's cut with 2 brand new audio commentaries, an extensive documentary on the making of the film, another documentary here, and then just other interviews that are archival interviews. So looks like a very nice looking set. If you're a fan of this film, this is an absolute no-brainer if you don't own it on physical media. It's coming out on May the 25th, 2026. It is being released in the UK, and it is Nightbreed. Now, let me make sure it's just in the UK. So it's in the UK via HMV Tweets, in the UK via Arrow Video. So yeah. So it's a UK release, and definitely sounds very interesting, especially if you are a fan of this particular title. So with that, I want to capture some of your comments and just see what what all are your thoughts on these releases for the month of May. Again, it feels like a lighter month. To be honest with you, I was a little bit, I'll just go ahead and say a little bit disappointed, with the releases, but I also recognize that my disappointment, because I have already had the Dollars Trilogy, I already have Mona Lisa on, Blu-ray from Criterion. That doesn't necessarily mean that applies to everybody. Some people are going to be very excited about the opportunity to get the Dollars Trilogy films in a single set and get it at a more economical price. I think that's a great opportunity for people. I also think that getting Mona Lisa on 4K, if you don't already have it, is great for those who don't already have that title. So there's definitely something there for people. The question is, do I triple dip on Nightbreed? That may be a bridge too far at this point, but the new extras are tempting me. Oh, well, it sounds like you're a fan of the film for you to be considering that. So yeah, definitely check out those new features and just ask yourself if it's worth it in your case. Gonna buy the Dollars box set. I missed the early release. Yep, see, that's gonna be a great deal for Kenneth, and you're gonna get a lot of that great content. You're gonna get all three films, with beautiful transfers. They look amazing on 4K. The films themselves speak for themselves. I mean, they are amazing films, and you're gonna get all three on 4K in a wonderfully priced box set. So, I think that's great for a lot of people. Hi, James. Really happy to see the Dollars Trilogy. I'll get Mona Lisa in the Dollar Trilogy. Excellent. See, great. Great. Happy to hear that. That is wonderful. I am assuming this is just telling me Criterion will announce a Mona Lisa 4K at some point in the upcoming months. Well, possibly. And if they do, that will be great. Of course, I'm going to stick with my Blu-ray. Again, my Blu-ray is based off of a 2K digital restoration. I'm perfectly happy with it. This is a title that I don't really have plans on upgrading, but I do think that if that is the case, that'll be a great pickup for people who don't already have Mona Lisa on Criterion. Blue Thunder for me depends on what Nightbreed all includes. Already have the limited editions of the Dollars Trilogy. Nice to have a lower spending month. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely a break for the wallet for sure. I can definitely agree with that. Hello, James. Excited for the Dollars Trilogy? You should be. Awesome. Double dipped on the trilogy with the hope that the limited editions would fit in the hard box, but probably won't. But we'll still keep pre-ordered the GI Samurai. I already have Robin Hood. Yeah, I already have Robin Hood as well. The UK release from Arrow Video, which is excellent, by the way. Long as Paramount continues to release and support physical media, specifically 4K. Yeah, and I hope they will. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they will stick with that 30 film theatrical release schedule. If they will actually fulfill that commitment. We shall see. I think a lot of eyes will be on the industry to see what does Paramount do, how do both of these studios come together, what decisions do they make to make the most of all of these incredible assets that are now coming up under one house. So we shall see. We shall see. We'll await a sale for the others. Okay, wonderful. Adrian, hello from across the pond. Hope you're doing well, sir. Always great to see you. Hello and thanks from Stacy. What's your favorite three Clint Eastwood performances overall? Hmm, that's a good one. I would say Play Misty for me is my favorite overall Clint Eastwood film, period. Bar none. Love that movie. It's his directorial debut. It's available on Kino Lorber 4K. I was super excited when that was first announced, and I picked that up. So I have that. And I would say Unforgiven, and I would say the overall Dollars trilogy. That's what I'll go with. Or no, actually, excuse me. Unforgiven and Dirty Harry. What is your favorite early summer movie to relax with? Early summer movie to relax with. Oh my goodness. I'll have to think about that. I will have to come back to that. That is a great question. I'll have to ponder that a little bit. Thank you for the question. There's a lot of great summer films. I think sometimes just a good superhero movie, a good Marvel film, just sort of go back in the library and just pop one of those in, every now and then is definitely a good comfort flick for me. What movies do you expect for Arrow next time, and when for an Eraser new edition? Do you like that um, Arnie one? Arnie one. Yes, I do like that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Nessa Williams, and also James Caan as the villain. That's a really good movie. I've not seen it in a long time. I know Vanessa Williams does a song for that film. It's a film that once it gets a 4K release, I will probably be picking that up because I don't have Eraser on any format. I don't have it on DVD or Blu-ray. But I would really love to revisit that film because it's been probably 20 years since I've seen the movie. So I would love to revisit it on 4K. I think it would be pretty awesome to check that out for sure. Nice try with the Arrow double dip with the Dollars Trilogy, but I'll stick with my individual sets. I'm with you on that, Archie. I have the three chunky box sets. I mean, they are. I think that those releases from Arrow Video are among the standard bearer releasers of 2025. I mean, they're up there. I mean, I can't think of much in the way of best releases of the year other than like say like this Wes Anderson set here. Excuse me. This Wes Anderson set here from Criterion, which I'm going through slowly. Um, I'll probably pop in the third movie in the set, the Royal Tenenbaums this weekend. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, those films look so good on 4K, folks. I mean, Rushmore looked amazing. Bottle Rocket looked amazing. I mean, it is a treat going through this Wes Anderson set. I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'll probably go through Rushmore tonight. I'm rewatching all those films, of course, as I already seen them. But the one I haven't seen that's in this set is the Life Aquatic with Stephen Sisu. So I didn't have that one before. I have it in this box set now, and I'm looking forward to checking that one out. See here, nice try. Okay, nice try there. And then regarding Red Heat, if Chevy Chase played the Jim Belushi role, would you have liked that? I was on a walk in the meadow the other day, and it dawned on me. You know, I don't think I've ever seen that film. I don't believe I've ever seen Red Heat. So I have never seen that film before. The Dollars Trilogy is only available on 4K, but not on Blu-ray. That's a good question. I'll have to double check that, but it looks like it's only a 4K offering, but we can double check that. If I remember, the Scream Factory only had the theatrical version in 4K, so I may need to get yet another version of this. You're talking about Nightbreed, okay? And let's see here. Hey, James. Hey, Mika. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well out there. Would love to get your thoughts on these Arrow titles on this slim month. But yeah, so let's go ahead and share screen, then jump back into things here. So let me share this window and we'll go back to it. All right, so that was Nightbreed on 4K Ultra HD. And going back to that question, it looks like it's just a 4K offering coming from the UK for the Dollars Trilogy from Arrow. Does not appear to be a Blu-ray offering. So it's just on 4K Ultra HD. Would appear to be the case. So going from Nightbreed up to the next title here. And this is a title that had a UK release that is now getting a US and Canada offering from Arrow Video. New US and Canada title, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. Now, I already have the UK release that came out, I think, a couple of years ago now, probably in 2023, I think. It's now got a release now going to have a release in the United States and Canada coming up here on May the 26th. So toward the end of the month, actually the day after Memorial Day. Memorial Day is May the 25th, 2026. So this is coming out on the Tuesday after Memorial Day. So it's coming out the holiday week. This is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. Pre-order price of $45 and RRP of $60. So this is the film that stars, of course, Kevin, oh my goodness. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank here. I feel so bad here. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, Alan Rickman, as well as Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. So fantastic cast in this film. And of course, this is, from Errol Flynn to Disney, Hollywood has long been fascinated with the legend of Robin Hood, helmed by director Kevin Reynolds. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves pays homage to the past while transforming the famous outlaw of Sherwood Forest into a movie icon fit for the 1990s. So this is a great opportunity to get this film on the 4K Ultra HD format in a chunky box set from Arrow Video if you did not already get that UK edition. So I do think that this is a great opportunity for people who didn't get that other set that came out a few years ago. You're getting a 4K restorations of both the theatrical and extended cuts from the original negative by Arrow Films. You're getting Dolby Vision, great. 5.1 DTS HD master audio, surround audio, getting a couple of audio commentaries with Kevin Reynolds and actor Kevin Costner. I can't believe I forgot Kevin Costner, man. Man, the older I get, the memory. Anyway, audio commentary with actors Morgan Freeman and Christian Slater. So that's great. And then you have a multi-part documentary on here, archival 1991 documentary, several archival 1991 interviews with the cast. Brian Adams, Everything I Do It For You performance at Slane Castle, Ireland. So yeah, a lot of great content here. Double-sided posters, collector's perfect bound booklet, reversible sleeve. So there's a lot to like about this set. You can see the art here, the new art that's been commissioned, which is very nice. And of course, the original theatrical art. And typically what I like to do is, and what I did in this case with this set is I have this art on the 4K disc case, and then that goes nicely along with the art that's on the box. So again, this is coming out on May the 26th, pre-order price of $45. So that is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, limited edition 4K Ultra HD. So we will close that and we will come back to my Twitter page here. And the next title is a title that I find very fascinating that is coming out on Blu-ray in the United States of America, North America, and it's coming out in Canada as well. It is Blue Thunder coming out in the US. So let's check out Blue Thunder coming out on a limited edition Blu-ray in the US and Canada from Arrow Video. Pre-order price of $28, coming out at the beginning of the month on May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, 2026. And this is GI Samurai. Let's check out the art. Very nice looking art. Let me click that's okay. So very nice looking art. This is Sony Chiba, GI Samurai, Sony Chiba. So you see the new art and I believe the original theatrical art at the time. So you have that option. I love that option. But this is a limited edition Blu-ray. So this is GI Samurai sees action superstar Sony Chiba, the Street Fighter, heading the cast in a rip-roaring time-slip action blockbuster in which guns, tanks, and helicopters come up against katana-wielding warriors on horseback. During a routine military exercise, modern-day soldiers led by Second Lieutenant Chiba find themselves transported back in time 400 years to war-torn feudal Japan. Facing attack by samurai warriors from rival clans, frictions rapidly emerge among these modern-day soldiers, whisked from a time of peace, freed from the strictures of a higher authority, and stranded in one of the bloodiest and most decisive periods in Japan's history. So this is based on a novel by Ryo Hanmura, and it's directed by Kosei Sato. So this is a high-definition Blu-ray 1080p, lossless Japanese mono and 4.0 stereo surround audio, and remix 5.1. Two optional viewing modes via seamless branching, the original Japanese version or the uncut English language version titled Time Slip. Get a brand new audio commentary, get an introduction by Japanese film specialist Mark Schilling, an appreciation of the film, a discussion of the film back in time, cast interviews from 2005, so some archival interviews. So reversible sleeve, collector's booklet. This would appear to, let me see here. What do we have here? This would appear to be a standard, it's not a chunky box set or anything. This is just a standard, limited edition Blu-ray release, but definitely has some nice content on here. Again, this is coming out at the beginning of the month, May the 5th, $28 pre-order price, or RP of $39.99 or $40. So this is a very fascinating title, very interesting premise. Got the little time travel, meshing of modern day military against, Japanese feudal warriors. So interesting. I don't think this will be a title I would be rushing to get, but it is definitely a title that I think a lot of people will be interested in, starring Sony Chiba. So that is GI Samurai, which then brings us to the last title that is announced from Arrow Video, coming out on limited edition 4K Ultra HD from Arrow Video. This is Blue Thunder in the US, and it is appears to just be a well, I'm sorry, it's US and Canada, I believe. I believe this is a US and Canada release that is coming out. Let me see. I don't see the Canada listing, but I do see Canada listed here on the advertisement of all the titles. So let's go ahead and click this arrow video link here. Limited edition 4K does not appear to be a chunky box set, but it's coming out available at $35 or RRP of $49.99. So the pre-order price is $35. It is coming out the 1st of May. So, or I'm sorry, the beginning of May, May the 5th, 2026. So that's very exciting. This is Blue Thunder starring Roy Scheider, who of course played in Jaws. He played in a number of amazing films, like of course Jaws being a big one, Sorcerer. So very, very exciting. But this is Blue Thunder. Yes, that's right. This is the original theatrical art. This is the new art. So you get that reversible. I was thinking All That Jazz. That's what I was thinking. All That Jazz. He appeared in that as well. So great actor. Says he's out there flying the most lethal weapon ever made. In 1983, director John Badham, War Games, followed his smash hit Saturday Night Fever with Blue Thunder, an adrenaline-packed fusion of techno-thriller grit and blockbuster spectacle. This tale of airborne surveillance and institutional overreach became a defining genre snapshot of Reagan-era anxiety, shot through with Hollywood muscle and a prescient distrust of unchecked technology. Roy Scheider, Jaws, stars as Frank Murphy, a veteran LAPD helicopter pilot picked to test fly Blue Thunder, an experimental attack chopper bristling with unprecedented surveillance capabilities. When Murphy uncovers a covert plot to weaponize the aircraft for domestic policing, he takes to the skies in open rebellion. Hunted through the city by his own unit and shadowy government architects, Murphy's final patrol becomes a white-knuckle fight for justice and survival. So this does co-star Warren Oates from Bring Me the Head of Alfred Garcia, Malcolm McDowell from A Clockwork Orange, and Candy Clark from American Graffiti. So a great cast, a heart-pounding suspense, and sky-high stakes. So this is definitely a helicopter surveillance action film. It's one of those gritty early 80s high concept action movies that developed a cult following. And I believe I've seen pieces of this, but I've never seen this all the way through. This is getting a 4K release, 4K restoration from the original negative, getting Dolby Vision, 2.0 stereo audio lossless, 5.1 remix, getting an archival audio commentary, couple of brand new interviews. Check this out, including a brand new interview catching up with Malcolm McDowell. Very interesting. Brand new interview with Candy Clark, brand new interview with director John Badham. So that's very interesting. Okay. Archival 3-part documentary from 2006, an archival featurette from 2006 on the design and construction of the iconic helicopter. 83 promotional featurette, reversible sleeve, collector's booklet. So looks like a very nice limited edition of Blue Thunder coming with those new interviews. Fantastic with the director, Malcolm McDowell. That is very exciting. This looks like a really, really interesting edition coming from Arrow Video on the 4K format. Blue Thunder, early 80s action thriller. So this is the lineup here. You get Mona Lisa on 4K in the UK, a re-release of the Dollars Trilogy in this repackaged single box set in the UK on 4K. Nightbreed getting a 4K release from in the UK. We get the US and Canada release of the previous 4K box set edition of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. We get GI Samurai getting a release on limited edition Blu-ray in the US and Canada, and getting a 4K Ultra HD release of Blue Thunder in the United States and Canada. So that is the May 2026 release lineup. You know, for me, to be honest with you, this is a fairly light month. The one title that I would more strongly consider picking up than any others might be the Blue Thunder release, but overall, this is a very light month in terms of my personal pickups. I already have Mona Lisa on Criterion Blu-ray. I already have the Dollars Trilogy releases already. I already have the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves that came out in the UK. So I'm pretty good for now. It's just a matter of, you know, when I read more about Nightbreed, that may or may not be a title that I may pick up in the future. And same thing with GI Samurai. So for me, the only title that kind of piques my interest in terms of picking up potentially is Blue Thunder on 4K Ultra HD. But we shall see. Definitely want to hear what you all think about these releases here. So Mika says that she's excited for Robin Hood. Love that film. That is a good film. Great cast. And I definitely am happy to have that in that a wonderful release that came out in the UK a few years ago. So definitely pick that one up if you love that title. I missed the limited edition of Robin Hood last time, so I pre-ordered. Very good. Very good. I'm wondering with Arrow releasing the same titles later from the UK to the US, I wonder if they would release the Bruce Lee Golden Harvest box set in the US. Yes, that is the set that you see here, this Golden Harvest set, which is an amazing set that I am so happy to have. It's just, it's like having all of Bruce Lee pretty much in one place. Just amazing, amazing stuff. If they had offered the Robin Hood limited edition steelbook, I would have jumped on it. Okay, fair enough. People saying hello to one another. People saying hello to one another. And then, of course, nice to see some solid extras for Blue Thunder. This should look great in 4K. Very exciting. Yeah, it is exciting, especially with those new interviews. I mean, that is, I really love it when these labels go out there and get some of those new interviews from people who were in the movie or the director, the filmmaker. That is always very nice. So yeah, so there you have it. Those are the titles coming from Arrow Video for the month of May 2026. Again, it's definitely a lighter month, is seen by a lot of people, but I still think that there's something there to be excited about, especially if you haven't already gotten these releases. So I think there's some great opportunities for people, particularly around that Dollars Trilogy. Great opportunity. Mona Lisa, if you don't already have that on Criterion Blu-ray or any other release. And Blue Thunder is a very exciting release for a lot of people. So there's definitely something there to love for most people. So let me know in the comments section below what you think about Arrow Video's release slate for May 2026. Let me know what you're most excited about. Are you excited about most of the titles, some of the titles, none of the titles? Let me know that in the comments section below. Now, in terms of what is coming up on this channel here very soon, I've got a number of things in the works, including this weekend. I plan to do a release of my review and thoughts on this Criterion Collection 4K of this 1976 Sidney Lumet film Network. This is a fantastic film that I really, really enjoyed. This is written by Patty Chayefsky, directed by Sidney Lumet. Patty Chayefsky won the Academy Award for screenplay for this film. This film won 4 Oscars. So looking forward to sharing my thoughts in my review of this title over this weekend network. So be looking on the channel for that coming this weekend. And also this coming week, the first week of March, I plan to do a review of this title here, The Man Who Wasn't There. This is the Coen brothers film from 2001 starring Billy Bob Thornton as a barber, and it's in black and white. So I'm looking forward to sharing thoughts on this title coming in the first week of March. And then also in the month of March, similar to my review of the Arrow Video title here, Miss 45, which I really enjoyed. So I did a review of this title recently on the channel, so definitely check that out. But I also plan to do a review in the month of March of a title that was released the other month called Wild Style on 4K. So this is the next Arrow Video title I plan to do a review on this channel. I'll be doing that in the month of March. So a lot to be excited about coming up on this channel, but let me know in the comment section below what you think about Arrow Video's May slate. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or catching it on a replay. And I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be talking to you soon. God bless. Peace.